Okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Hi, today we're going to be talking about Johne's disease, the hidden herd threat. My name is Noel Karshi.
I'm Samantha.
My name is Jane. I'm gonna start by going over the overview of the disease. This is caused by the pathogen Mycobacterium avium. It is a bacteria, and the disease is also called Barrett's tuberculosis. And MAP is the abbreviation of the pathogen that causes the disease. The most common affected species are cattle, sheep, goats, and there are some hoof animals that are also affected, like deer, llamas, camels, horses, and pigs. The common transmission route of this disease is the fecal-oral route. It can be spread through contaminated feed or water, through direct contact with infected animals, or contaminated environment like soil, bedding, or through vertical transmission, so from mother to baby, and also through breastfeeding.
Okay, Johne's disease is often undetectable and some animals can be asymptomatic. The biggest symptoms of Johne's disease is chronic enteritis, which is inflammation of the small intestine, causing chronic diarrhea, extreme weight loss, lethargy, reduction in milk production, and eventually death. There are three available diagnostic methods. The first is manure culture, which isolates the living MAP organism from manure. Unfortunately, this technique typically takes about 8 weeks, as MAP is an extremely slow-growing organism. The second method is blood antibody testing using ELISA, enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. They do this by collecting 2 to 3 milliliters of blood, and the serum is used for anti-MAP antibodies. This is then compared to a positive and negative control. The final method is PCR testing, which tests for MAP genetic material. The method usually yields results in 7 to 10 days and is the fastest and most affordable testing method. Cattle can be tested individually, which is more expensive, and if the result is positive, it often means more cattle will need to be tested. Some collection methods test multiple samples at one time. You can choose to test the entire herd, or some farmers choose to test the bottom 10% of the weakest or oldest cattle. On the left there is a chart showing the prevalence of Johne's disease using positive testing on the y-axis. It was first recognized in Europe in the 1900s, then the USA, and it was first reported in the 1920s. It has since increased dramatically regarding prevalence in herds, which you will see, and making the largest ascent in the 1960s to the 1980s. There's no current efficacious vaccine on the market for Johne's disease. It's currently incurable, and treatment is often ineffective and expensive. Some palliative treatment options include antibiotics or fluids, though it's not a cure. The most effective way to keep Johne's disease out of a herd is to screen new animals coming into the herd or buying cattle only from confirmed negative tested parents. If Johne's disease is suspected, isolation from the herd is extremely important. Other options include culling, slaughter of positively tested animals to prevent the spread of Johne's disease to the rest of the herd.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the economic and social impact of Johne's disease. On the farm level, the disease slowly drains profit. Infected cows usually show chronic weight loss and produce 15 to 25% less milk, which directly cuts into daily income. They also have more fertility issues and are more often culled earlier, forcing farmers to replace animals sooner. Altogether, each infected cow can cost a farm around $250 to $600 per year in the lost production and extra management. When we zoom out, these losses become huge. Johne's disease costs the U.S. dairy industry over 200 million every year, and about 68% of herds have at least one MAP positive animal, so the problem is widespread. There's social trade impacts too. Farms face movement restrictions, reduced animal value, and high long-term cleanup costs because MAP survives for months in soil, water, and manure. This creates ongoing stress for farmers already working with tight margins. There's also public interest because MAP is being studied for a possible link to Crohn's disease. This connection isn't proven yet, but can even add to the concerns and pressures on producers to control the disease. Overall, Johne's disease affects more than just animal health. It creates significant financial losses, stress, and uncertainty for both farmers and the dairy industry.
So, there are current research and innovations going on to find a cure as well as way to prevent animals from getting Johne disease. So we have the vaccine, this Spanish wholesale oil adjuvant pack vaccine, which contains 2.5 milligrams over 1 milliliter of killed MAP strain 316F. And this is a dual effect vaccine, meaning it's reducing shedding and providing protective immunity at the same time. There are several ongoing challenges for Yoni disease. So, firstly, managing farmer expectations remains a major hurdle. Vaccines help reduce disease impacts, but as Samantha said, it will not cure the infected animals or immediately eliminate MAP from a farm. Secondly, farms often struggle with space for segregation because Johne's disease has a long incubation period. Infected animals may appear healthy for years, and they may spread the disease to other animals without any detection. And thirdly, there the vet farmer communication is also a barrier. Different levels of knowledge, unclear explanations, or limited time during farm visits can make coordinated control programs difficult. And finally, the prolonged incubation period, as I just said, of Johne's disease complicates everything. Animals may spread MAB for years before showing symptoms, which delays detection and makes eradication a long-term commitment. And this is a life cycle of Johne's disease or Johne's bacteria in the herd. And this is our citation.
Perfect.